global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them. Crises precipitate change.
Secretly plotting your demise. I want to devise a virus.
Do you agree with Dr. Phil Jones, the former head of the Climate Research Unit at University of East Anglia, that there has been no statistically significant global warming since 1995?
I believe all the new information we have doesn't lead to any different conclusion than what we reached in the endangerment finding, and that is that the climate is changing and that the mankind is responsible in part for that change, and that we need to move aggressively. We need to move to clean energy legislation. We need to move to addressing carbon and putting a price on carbon.
So
to what extent?
So there you go, folks. That's how ridiculous this shit has become. This is how ridiculous it has become. They're talking to us like children, like freaking children. Even though the warming has not occurred in the past since the last, at least 10 years, does not rule out their man-made global warming theory, which they soon had to change to climate change because of climategate and all that stuff that was going on, which show that they were manipulating data and buoy data in order to fit their little theory of man-made cause climate change. And I, for one, know that there's plenty of things that could be done to help clean up the earth as far as toxic dumping that the governments allow these big corporations to do, and that the governments do it themselves off the coast, Atlantic coast, and the dumping that goes on off the coast of Somalia. But that isn't the stuff that they're concerned about. What they're concerned about is exactly what this, I don't want to call her something else, like from the Wizard of Oz, but yes, this individual said exactly what their little agenda is, what their little program is, and that's why she is in the position that she is in, which is we need to man are causing our part in, the part of the cause of climate change, and we need to move aggressively to do whatever we can to cut CO2 emissions. So what she's saying is that we need a carbon tax, we need a cap and trade new derivatives market for the bankers to put us further into financial serfdom. Like we don't have it bad already. Like the income tax, the Federal Reserve System, and everything else that comes along with it isn't being used to keep us down, right? To literally keep us from living nice, healthy, productive lives where there's a nice middle class, where your children can go to college and all the re-education camps, but either way, where you can try to have a productive, healthy life. But they don't want that. As the economy goes to shit, what they want is to make it go to diarrhea. That's what they want. You know? That's what they want. These people are sick. Because if they help precipitate, if not plan, this whole freaking economic collapse, what makes you think that they wouldn't want to, at the same time all of this is happening, want to just take whatever we have left in our economy in the United States and just step on it and put it in a boat and ship it off to China? They do. That's what they want to do. And you can say, why would they want to do that? Because they don't give a shit about you. They hate you. They are elitist, and they don't like a middle class. It's as simple as that, people. And if you're one of those that agree with man-made climate change, I suggest you start looking at other sides of the spectrum, because I did. And when I seen it, I was horrified, petrified, and definitely felt stupefied by it. I felt so ignorant because I just ignored all of this other information and research, and these scientists, climatologists that are screaming bloody murder. Please at least look at the other side of the story. Because when you find out all this fear-mongering that goes on behind this man-made climate change theory, you realize that it's a big sham. And it says here, EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson engaged in doublespeak. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. They talk to you like we're children, like we are freaking children, and it pisses me off. Because I'm not exactly the most intelligent person, but I'm not as dumb as she looks. Of the highest degree today, and as she told reporters that no statistically significant increase in global temperatures since 1995 does not mean that there has not been human-induced global warming. Quote, the science regarding climate change is settled, and human activity is responsible for global warming, Jackson said, adding that the EPA needs more funding to ensure climate change legislation is passed. And she's reading off like a teleprompter. You know, it's just a statement that she has to say. Otherwise, she will lose her position. Jackson was asked if she agreed with recent statements by Phil Jones, the lead scientist at the center of the climategate scandal, that there has been no statistically significant global warming for 15 years. Earlier this month, Jones reversed his stance and admitted that there has been no recent temperature increase and that the data was, quote, probably not as good as it should have been. In other words, it was manipulated. Jones also told the BBC that he does not think the debate on climate change is over, even though Al Gore will say the debate is over. It says the EPA's Jackson stated, quote, I believe all the new information we have doesn't lead to any different conclusion than what we have reached in the Endangerment Finding, referring to the agency's classification of carbon dioxide as a pollutant. Yes, folks, that's right. So even when their phony scam got busted right in the midst of it, right, where the people in East Anglia actually leaked it. It wasn't just hackers. Someone inside East Anglia leaked it. These findings that they didn't want us to see, because, you know, as intelligent, rational beings, we tend to be skeptical. And if we see new information that will point towards a different direction or tell us otherwise, then that means that theories will start to change, right? Based on recent facts that we find. But no, see, they're not about science. They're not about science. They're not about the scientific method. They're not about helping the planet. And so, if you want to pay a flipping carbon tax, you go right ahead. Voluntarily pay a carbon tax, like they were doing 10 years ago when they were trying to condition and acclimate you like a brainwashed slave to just go ahead and voluntarily pay a carbon tax. But now, no, we're not. This is a different game. Now we're going to be forced to pay this stupid tax on something that is theoretically not even true or accurate. So you can take all your ideologies, all your bullshit, and shove it. Because I know one thing, I'm not paying no stupid carbon tax, and whatever it is that they're going to do, whether it's a health care being taken from you, or whether it's carbon tax, it doesn't matter. They don't care about your health, and they don't care about the environment. And once you realize that it's more than just that, it's to literally fund and go straight to the bankers and to the insurance companies and to the pharmaceutical complex, that's what the whole point is. It's not for you, it's for them. It's not for you, it's for them. It's not for you, it is for them. Like security, they're not securing you, they are securing them. And their fraudulent, phony, criminal-ass system. Now, if you can get past that doublespeak, doublethink, and newspeak, if you could somehow just break through that, then, you know, that would be great, because then maybe people will start pulling their heads out of their asses and realizing that this is a big scam. Now, I'm sure that at least half, if not more, of the people listening to this or watching this video will agree with me, because they've looked at the other side of the story and the other side of the debate. And I will just let you know as a little disclaimer, I started off in 2008 or 2007 believing in the man-made global warming theory or climate change theory. I believed in it. I did. Because I cared about people. I got emotional, and I wasn't looking at the other side. So I suggest you all do the same if you're still on that other side. So I don't like to make it about sides, but it should be about facts. Thank you.